On Valentine's Day, KBBL radio DJ Marty plays Monster Mash on the radio accidentally while trying to pass it off as a deliberate choice. At school, Bart circulates candy hearts that have rude sayings on them such as "Love sucks," "Prize pig," and "Eat my shorts." Principal Skinner makes an announcement about it but gets sidetracked by one of his many crippling flashbacks of fighting in the Vietnam War. In Miss Hoover's class, the kids construct paper mailboxes for all their cards they're about to receive. When Ralph Wiggum doesn't get any cards and begins to sob, Lisa hastily gives him a card out of sympathy. Ralph immediately cheers up and develops a crush on his classmate. Ralph begins to follow Lisa around, walking her home and discussing his medical maladies. Lisa just tries to escape the situation and let him down gently, but Ralph, with the encouragement of his father, who is revealed to be Chief Wiggum, to keep trying, doesn't understand and uses his position as the police chief's son to get her tickets to Krusty's upcoming 29th anniversary special, as well as a leading part for himself in a President's Day pageant as George Washington, beating out the school's best actor, Rex. With Lisa also starring as Martha Washington, George's wife. Rex accuses Miss Hoover of being influenced by outside forces, but Miss Hoover denies this, not too subtly, as she uses the classroom window blinds to signal to Chief Wiggum and his men to get the Denver boot off her car. With Homer having convinced Lisa that nothing can go wrong at Krusty's show, and Bart pointing out how great it is, Lisa and Ralph go together. On the ride there, Chief Wiggum tells the story of how he got the tickets to Krusty's 29th anniversary show. While in uniform and presumably on duty, Chief Wiggum takes in a viewing of Debbie Does Springfield at Springfield's premier porno theater. Krusty just happens to be there and knows his Chief Wiggum there, thinking he's about to get arrested, despite that Krusty isn't indecently exposed or openly masturbating. Before the story can continue, Lisa interrupts, saying that the story isn't appropriate for children, but Chief Wiggum says that it is, because there's another version where Wiggum doesn't keep his pants on. Lisa and Ralph head to the show. Ralph is glad Lisa choose to come with him. Lisa is getting annoyed by that. On live air, during the show, Krusty begins interviewing audience members after showing clips from his past episodes, such as one where his sideshow sidekick was a militant black man named Sideshow Raheem, and one who was the croon along with Krusty segment had Krusty singing like Jim Morrison from The Doors, with Krusty wondering what drugs he was on when that happened. And when Ralph is picked, Krusty asks if Ralph and Lisa are a couple. He excitedly takes the opportunity to declare that Lisa is the love of his life and that he intends to marry her. Angry, Lisa begins to shout in front of everybody at Ralph that they are not in any relationship, and she never liked him, that the only reason she gave him a Valentine card was because no one else would. Bart replays the incident for Lisa later on videotape, showing Lisa the moment she broke his heart and humiliated him on national television, and Lisa feels terrible. When the humiliated Ralph tells his father what happened, Wiggum is furious, taking advantage to smash out Homer's tail light at a traffic stop. However, the angry Homer tells him that one day, honest citizens will rise up against corrupt cops, and Wiggum is quickly at a loss. The day of the play finally arrives, and Lisa tries to take the opportunity to apologize to Ralph. However, he refuses to listen, determined to play his part just the same. In the meantime, Bart wreaks havoc, making his butt look like Richard Nixon and then mooning like other students. Mrs. Hoover stops him and reminds him that he is to play Abraham Lincoln's assassin, John Wilkes Booth, not act like a maniac. The play begins with one group of students singing about the lesser-known U.S. presidents. The assassin of Abraham Lincoln, played by Milhouse, is then played out. Bart models his performance on the Terminator rather than on the real Booth. Hasta la vista, A.B., and an annoyed Miss Hoover drags Bart off the stage in disgust. The main feature, however, is a retelling of George Washington's life story. At first, Lisa is convinced that Ralph has forgotten his lines or intends to humiliate her as she did to him. However, he gives a touching and emotional performance that affects everybody in the audience, inspiring the bully trio to learn more of the founding fathers and make groundskeeper Willie tearful. The play ends with an animatronic Mount Rushmore singing one of the stanzas of America the Beautiful, as well as giving away the final stage announcements to the audience to buy orange juice. Afterwards, Ralph signs autographs and greets well-wishers. Lisa also approaches and gives him a new card, reading, "Let's be friends." Ralph laughs at the joke and thanks Lisa. The two making up, Chief Wiggum watches Ralph and Lisa sitting together on the swings. Wiggum turns to the radio and ignores a police dispatch of an ongoing riot. Marty accidentally plays Monster Mash.